Welcome back, America. Hugh Hewitt, getting over that laryngitis day by day. So happy to have Congressman Ken Calvert of Riverside, California, join me. Congressman, you do most of the talking because I really haven't got a lot of bandwidth left in those larynx today. Are we going to get the CR passed this week?
Thanks for having me on here. Yes, we're going to get that passed in about an hour and a half. We're about 4 o'clock or so. We're going to pass this thing.
Well, that is very good news, and it's going to go over to the Senate. Do you think you've got the 60 votes necessary in the Senate to keep the government open for 6 months?
Well, if we don't, then it's going to be the Schumer shutdown. Mr. Schumer, if he wants to shut down, then he won't get the 8 Democrat senators we need to do to get to pass the CR. It's important for the American public.
Yeah, Congressman Massey said he wants no part of it, and I've always had my differences with him. But is every other Republican going along with it? Because I think we need every other Republican in the House.
Yeah, I think so. I'm we may end up passing it by 1 vote, but we don't want to waste any votes around here. I guess.
A win is a win.
Win is a win.
Congressman, what's it do for defense spending for 6 months?
Well, look, Hugh, I'll be honest with you. I don't like CRs. I don't think you like CRs. It doesn't give the flexibility to the secretary you would like to have. But we gave a lot of anomalies and transfer authority, a significant transfer authority. We kicked it up to $8 billion to give him maximum flexibility because we're operating a year-long CR. We've never operated the Department of Defense on a year-long CR, but we're going to this time.
Okay, so the plan is to get this done this week, have the government run for 6 months, and then move to the budget and reconciliation process. How close are you guys to the Senate to actually cutting the taxes, building up the defenses, securing the border, opening up our energy resources in America?
A lot of work to do. To make sure that we reconcile our differences between ourselves and the Senate. But I have every confidence we will do so and make sure that we pass a reconciliation bill that we can all be proud of and give President Trump a big win.
Now, you see, I hope your colleagues on the other side are aware of the markets, which are a little bit upset over the last couple of weeks, primarily because of tariffs, but also because they don't know about their tax rates. And so if they did the one big, beautiful bill, we might calm everyone down, get moving forward with exploration and energy production, bring down price, sort of like get to year 3 in the first year of your second term of Trump 1. It took 3 years to get to the perfect economy before COVID. COVID crashed it. I'd like to get there this year, and that would help the sooner we get started with the taxes, I think.
I think you're right. I think one big, beautiful bill, get this tax policy straightened out, and maybe we can then move toward a second reconciliation. And, in reconciliation also, we're adding defense money, which is urgently needed. We'll have anywhere between $100 and $150 billion to assist our defense establishment to make sure we have the capability we need to have.
Now, I like to remind people that Riverside, California is the home of the American nuclear deterrent because Ken Calvert, the guy you see there, he's in charge of getting the Columbia class in the water. And yesterday or last week, Pete X has listed his priorities. He did not mention the Columbia class. Was that an oversight on his part? Please tell me it was just an oversight on his part, Ken Calvert.
Well, I'm sure it is an oversight. That's one of our top priorities is to get the Columbia on track. Is a little behind schedule and over budget, but it's extremely important to replace the Ohio class submarine. I know you love the name Ohio class submarine, but we're
hate to see him go, but they protected the country for 25 years, 30 years. Time to let them retire and put the new Columbia class in there. And so I'm glad. I just wanted to make sure about that. And that reprogramming you talked about, the 8%. He doesn't want an 8% cut, if I understand it correctly. He wants to move 8% around. Am I right about that?
That's right. We're taking 8% of the Biden priorities and reallocating that to the Trump priorities. And that's going to be something that's near and dear to your heart, more shipbuilding, make sure that we have enough aircraft, and make sure that we have enough ammunition, that we have the missiles and long-range fire that we need. So those are the priorities we're looking at.
Well, I look at more Marines, more sailors, more airmen, and I hate it. My Army buddies don't like saying this. Maybe a smaller ground army. Is that the way it's going, Ken Calvert?
Well, we've shrunk it quite a bit. By the way, we just gave the CR. We're going to give the biggest pay increase in 40 years to our enlisted personnel, E1s, E6.
Bravo.
And, E1 was only making $11 an hour going in, and that isn't sufficient. So we kicked it up to approximately $15. And so it's a big deal with these men and women who are serving our military.
Yeah.
Army is a great part of our service, and it will be for a long time. And they have a big part of our national security, and they'll continue to do so.
Well, kudos to you, Chairman Calvert, who runs the Defense Appropriations Subcommittee on House Appropes. Hopefully all you and your colleagues will get that done in a couple of hours, send it over to the Senate, and we won't have a Schumer shutdown. We'll be on to part 2 of the Trump agenda. It's rolling out pretty well.